Okay, guys, what's going on, boys? No guys here. Welcome back to Defensive Dynamo. Now, listen, I love the Jockey Plus. You guys know how much I rate a player like Koundé, but now it's a complete different game. This evolution can make or break. When I'm seeing a card like this, Mickey van der Ven, and I'm seeing the Jockey Playstyle Plus, now let me tell you, this will be one of the best centre backs inside of the game. He's already one of the best centre backs inside the game, but now with the Jockey Playstyle, if you struggle to defend, this will help you. Now, I love doing these evolution type videos. Unfortunately, I don't really get time because when these normally come out at 6 p.m. UK time, even though I'm from the UK, I normally go to bed around this time. So I wake up very early in the morning to work with my editors who are in the East and people that are in the West as well. So unfortunately, I don't get time to make this. But this time, I'm awake. Now, I wanted to go over some of these meta players. Now, I'm going to admit this is what I'll tell you. Some couple of things, right? So I'm going to go defense awareness. I'm going to put a minimum of 80, 81. And then we're going to put here sprint speed. I'm going to put a minimum 82. Okay. Because anyone below that, I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about someone like Gvardiol is a good player, right? But I don't want to hear about Gvardiol or Lenglet at this stage of the game when price is so cheap. 82 sprint speed, it's not good enough. It's good, but to get fully upgraded, look, I don't think it's worth it. I think you really want someone who's got the high sprint speed, at least 85. And we have here 6 pages of players that we can go through. We're going to quickly go on Footbin. This is the most popular on Footbin because these are actually very good ways to even make your money. Let's go look at the most popular. Now you can see Eder Militao. Now, Eder Militao will be the standard option. Now, the benefit is that you can make some of these already decent centre backs like Militao, even Araujo, because Araujo, I would say he hasn't really got the best of pace. So you could argue that, well, actually, thinking about it now, actually, he's pretty decent, 86. I still like Koundé even more, so maybe not Araujo, maybe I'll use it on somewhere like an Eder Militao or Rudiger. These are like the top octane centre backs. I don't think it's worth having a bruiser playstyle over a jockey playstyle plus. And I think this is where these players end up becoming cracked. If I could do Virgil van Dijk, believe me, if I could be like, oh yeah, can I do Virgil van Dijk? Believe me, I would actually do him. Now, if only you could do it, Virgil van Dijk for me with the jockey playstyle plus would be incredible. So this is what I'm trying to say. You're basically playing for the jockey playstyle plus. So Eder Militao would be a good option. So Rudiger, these would be the top players in La Liga in those top leagues. Good links as well. Good sprint speed. And Rudiger more than anything because he lacks the agility and balance. I think with the jockey playstyle plus, you really get away with that. Lenglet is too slow. Koundé, you're basically wasting your money. Now, I know people are going to be like, oh yeah, he gets to upgrade. Like, listen, what on earth do you want to waste doing evolution when he already has a jockey playstyle? Absolute waste of time. Konate's actually will be a good one, but you have to go sprint supreme and you lose it. So to be honest, unless there's another one, defensive dynamo, no, just on defensive dynamo he's too slow. I don't think it's worth it unless you got the card fully upgraded. Gvardiol, I said to you, like, he's okay, but I just don't think it's worth it because you're not getting the jockey playstyle plus. I don't think he's the faster player. Sprint speed's always very, very important. Ibanez, look, oh man, you know what? The SBC, I forgot to do on my second account because I was away. But not a bad card. Look, I don't think it's worth it over the 85. You know, if you have the 85 ready, keep it as B. I don't think it's worth wasting a card unless you're playing a Brazilian squad. Look, I think his defensive awareness is too low, if you're asking me to be completely honest. Bombito is actually a very, very good centre-back. I actually very much like Bombito because people are saying, oh yeah, his reactions are bad, his composure is bad. Do you think if you have 99 reactions, you're going to notice a difference? People just talk nonsense, okay? People just look at stats, see what it does, and they think, oh yeah, reactions must be the biggest thing. You can have 99 composure and 99 finishing and still miss a 1v1. And you could have 1 reactions and 1 stand tackling and still win the ball with a stand tackle. But Bombito, look, I'll be honest, I think it's a decent card. I think it's a very, very decent card. I like it. I think his defensive awareness could be higher, but with the jockey playstyle, he looks pretty much insane because he's got the height, 6'3", and he's got the sprint speed. Something I'm very much considering maybe doing on my second account is doing Bombito. Emre Can, I think, is a decent one, but again, he's probably a bit too slow. Unless you're playing him in CDM, but again, you can't. I mean, from my understanding, if I'm looking at this correctly, unless Footbin is wrong, the first Playstyle Plus gets carried across. Probably not Van der Ven we've gone through. Who's this guy here? Actually, not a bad card. I mean, to be honest, he actually is not a bad card. I'm trying to look at... Oh, Tomori might be a good option, but again, you don't really get it. I'm pretty... Let me double check this, actually, because I've not really... this year, just to make sure. True strength. Ah, so they lose. Okay, I see. Tomori would have been very good, the Jockey Playstyle Plus. I really like Tomori's card. Gomez, Jeremiah would be good. I've actually upgraded Jeremiah. I think if you ignore... The way that I will do it is I'll ignore and go straight to... No, because then... I'm having to think here. Let's edit like a pure... Is there a pure one? No, what this one here must be this one, 83. Okay, I'm just thinking here, Jeremiah, you can do it straight. Just double checking this here. Don't mean saying the wrong thing if you can't. Pretty sure you could. But I just want to do defensive Dynamo, which I think you can do. By the way, if you're ever unsure, always uncheck. You know, there's nothing wrong with just... I'm just going to double check this actually. So the way you can do it is actually, he's got an Evo Lab. This is done on foot.gg. So you'll choose the player. A good way of showing you this actually. Then I can apply it. So defensive Dynamo. Yes. So then I can now see his card. I can add this one over here. So you click on this and press apply. Or I think then we can move it like this way. Hang on, you can't do it by itself. Let me just double check this actually. Unless I'm making a mistake here. Let me just double check this. Why can it not be done? Beginning the centre back, max playstyle 7. Is it because he gets a playstyle? I'm actually not too sure actually why it's not showing up. I could be wrong here. But the good thing is with the Jockey Playstyle Plus is it can increase defense bonus. If you've got a card that's got a good agility and balance, you could really make some of these cards very, very good. And it's not really well. Double check this one last time. We'll come back to this card if not, but you might have to just double check this yourself. Customize. Apply. There we go. So a very, very good card actually. Decent card actually. Very, very good. I mean, it's the links. I think the Van der Ven will be the more standout player. Godfrey will have a look at Kalulu as well. Lacroix, although Lacroix wasn't as good as he once was. Califiori will be a good option. Have a look at him as well. And there's anyone else? Kim and J is good. Decent card. As soon as anyone really stand out, we'll go to the standout players in a second. So Kalulu, to be honest, is actually a fantastic card. Has he risen in price? He actually went down after that Evo that came out a few days ago. You know what? That's actually a very good card because with the Jockey Playstyle Plus, he's French as well. And he can play as a left back and right back. This would be like a Koundé type of player that's very universal. In fact, you can get the link with this card and Koundé very easily. So to be honest, with his top tier agility and balance, I'll be honest, I think this is very much an option. We'll have a look if there's any cards that can play the centre back and CDM. But this is actually a good card. Kalulu, I would say, would be very much up there. Godfrey, I think he lacks a defense awareness. You can see 78. He's just not good enough, in my opinion. Lacroix. To be fair, Lacroix is actually a really good card as well. Got 92 sprint speed. Is he better than Van der Ven? That's the question. Because he got this in form, Lacroix. Is he better than Van der Ven? So we could compare him. And we could put Van der Ven here. And let's see if this works. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. Van der Ven. It doesn't work anyway. I was hoping it would work. Oh, it does. It does. Now, I don't even know which one it is now. No. This is what sometimes I really don't like about this. Let's double check this. Because I know some of you guys have already done the SPC. Let's just say we just do... So he's 84. Okay. Let's have a look. 84 Van de Ven. Must be the one here. There we go. So we have a quick comparison between these two. So Van de Ven would be... By the way, if you're watching this, Footbin, some feedback, maybe show the playstyles in a better format. But you can see, look, they're both very, very similar, to be honest. I mean, Lacroix and Van de Ven might be a good combo. Bit better shooting is irrelevant. Better passing for Lacroix. Better GLT and balance. You know what, Lacroix? I wish his defensive awareness was a bit higher. He lacks the stamina, but as a centre back, you know what? This Lacroix probably is much higher than I thought with that jockey playstyle. If only I could do this twice. So I think if you can't do Van de Ven, you're looking for someone cheap. I think go with Lacroix if you're asking me, personally speaking, from what's available. Calafiori, 80. Actually, not a bad card as well. Can play left back as well. Lacks the sprint speed and lacks defensive awareness as a left back if you really wanted him, but I won't use him as a centre back. Gomez is kind of the same. Actually, twice. Gomez 81 sprint speed. I mean, 91 sprint speed makes up for 81. To be honest, if you haven't done club member reward, which I know most of you guys have done club member reward, this is the thing with this. This is why, like I always say to everyone, you don't hastily do. I know people obviously want to make those big cards very on, but as I say, don't hastily do this, because if I go here, I just want to solely do defensive Dynamo. Let's just add let's see if this is quicker. Add it to Evo Lab. Then okay, we got to do it manually. That's fine. Add Gomez here. Joe Gomez, and then we just want to put why is it not appearing here? Maybe because I'm doing this so early on, the website's just not loading. I'm actually not too sure. Gomez, evolutions. I can't even add this to the Evo Lab. Okay, anyway, look, just by itself, nah, probably not. You see, 79 defense awareness. Look, if you have a club member reward and everything, then fine. But I think by itself, I don't think it's worth it. I think you're wasting the evolution there. These are all some of the other cards. So, like, you know, have a look at this card over here. 6'1". That's a decent card for Serie A. Lacks the sprint speed. Maybe you can argue a Tomori God would be better. And we wouldn't really go that for Guadalupe. Kosunu, as we talked about this before, probably not worth it. Gambia, less is Gabia, less is he's got a very good sprint speed. Nah, probably not. Well, not that acceleration. There's some limitations. Mukeli is not too bad if you went that full distance. Let's have a look at something over here. Gordon. She's actually a decent card, but she's very, very short and probably not worth it. 5'4". I'm trying to have a look at anyone really here that's standout. Kalulu we know about. Bombita we've gone over. Konso, I really liked him, but I think he's not worth it. Klosterman, I mean, maybe by itself, not worth it. Klosterman used to be a really good, like a budget card, like for what he was. Now, Timber's not bad. Now we're just going to do some more minor adjustments now. What we're going to do is we're going to change this now. We're going to change the defensive awareness to 84. And then we're going to bring the sprint speed. We'll keep it like this. And who do we have here? So these will be the real meta ones. We've got Mancini. Otamendi. Probably lacks acceleration. Probably not worth it. So there isn't really... So, I mean, Eder Militao, the Tomoris, the Kalulus, the Van de Vens. Lacroix is actually looking at a decent option. Tomori. They could all be good cards. I mean, look, if you're asking me, if you want like a cheap card that can get the job done, I think this Lacroix one is actually a very, very interesting one, because when you just do the first evolution here, he's got decent defensive awareness. It could be better, but if you want someone that's cheap with very good sprint speed as a centre back, he can get the job done. That's something that you can consider as well. that's the real benefit of this dynamic duo. It's basically nothing. So there's so many cards you can read. Let's have a look here at this one. And we're going to go over here. You can go over to Easy SBC as well. They have a good variety. So you go to evolutions here. And then we're going to go to defensive Dynamo. Now, I don't... Let's say we do only select it. I don't like their meta rating. It's actually a decent rating, but it's not... The meta rating is based on the amount. Like people always say, oh, this means they're made. What it is, it's an amalgamation. It's like when I give you, when I see a player and I judge if they're good or not, I do it in my head, but I take a lot of things into account. This is like a stats amalgamation. So for example, Emre Can here at 87 sprint speed and good defense awareness will look like a good CDM. But you could argue someone like this also is a decent CDM. So it's actually a decent, like a... It's not a bad card either. He's a right back though, isn't he? I think you really, even this Bombito card, he lacks a defense awareness. It could be higher, but I think he's such a good card. If you can somehow get the links in to get with maybe a Davies, maybe with the Icon, it's got nice playstyles as well. That is basically, I mean, there's no one, apart from those, there's no other real meta players. I'm just having a quick glance over here. Trumani's too slow. I might get the upgraded version. Okay, I said, look, I'm not here to make fun, guys. But if I was to make fun, guys, you could use basically any of these players. But if we're talking about pure meta players here, you know, you got the Eder, as I said, the Rudiger even. I think the Bombito, German may be a bit too slow. I think Lacroix is a good option. Van der Ven is probably the one that I would go for. So I think, yeah, there's actually a lot of cards. Kalulu as well. So there's actually quite a lot of cards that you can do. Kim and Jay, I don't think it's really worth it because of the sprint speed. Yeah. I mean, look, if you want to have the card and have fun, okay, then fine, by all means. But yeah, I mean, I think I pretty much conclude there. So those would be some of the best Evos you can get. Look, as I said, look, if you're looking for fun Evos, then do whatever you want. If you want to go and make your, let's say, I don't know, you support, I don't know, man, you support Celta Vigo or you support Ajax and you're like, you know what, I like this Hato guy a lot and I want to make him a centre back, then by all means, go and do it. But I think for those, and Tomori, of course, so apart from those real meta cards that I've gone over, I don't think there's like Lenglet. It's absolute waste if you're asking me. 78 sprint speed, forget it, man. It's no point. But that's just my opinion on the best meta evolutions. Maybe this one, maybe I would say wait to do this evolution, you know, because it expires in 27 days. You have to unlock in 13 days. Wait. Let's see what happens in around, you know, 13 days. Half the time to Christmas. Maybe they could be a good combination. Maybe just my advice is just wait it out. See what happens. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Peace.